Hallelujah. Welcome again to Queen Michelle Kitchen. Today it's excited because I'm going to cook legumes. It's a very popular dish in Haiti. And the good thing about legume, you can use all kinds of vegetables to cook them together. And today's legume, I'm going to add eggplant and cabbage, carrots, and I'm going to cook it with beef. And of course, you cannot eat legume without rice with black beans. Oh, but I'm just going to teach you how to do the legumes. And I'm going to eat it with black beans and rice. Check it out. It's a must watch. Shrimp, beef soup bones, spinach, thyme, beef, peppers, parsley, apple cider vinegar, cabbage, legs cob, turmeric, black pepper, Creole seasoning, whole cloves, tomato paste, salt, all base seasoning, lemon, onion, eggplants. This spice is called épice. It's very good. It's important anytime you're cooking you have this as a base. Basically, I have a video on it. You have to watch that video to see how I made it. I use crushed bonnet pepper, black pepper, garlic, and so on. Just watch the video on it. Garlic, carrot, olive oil. This is my bones that I boiled it on medium high for 1 hour because that's what I'm going to use for the broth to make when I'm cooking my legume. And after it's boiled, it has a lot of fat. You make sure you take all the fat out of it. After I take the skin from the eggplant, I cut it. There is not a lot of seed in this eggplant. It's a very good one. It's very soft. Some of them can be really hard, have a lot of seed. So I'm going to rinse this one. If that was a lot of seed, I would have added some salt to it so the seed can stay in the bottom of the water. But this one is really good. I'm just rinsing it out. I'm using a head and a half cabbage, cut them in small pieces. There will be a part that's really hot. I call it hot. You don't need that hot because it's hard to cook. I'm going to take that hot out and put it in the side. Now I'm going to do a quick rinse with the cabbage. Now I'm going to use 8 carrots, cut them into bite-sized pieces. Now we have to get the biggest pot we can have, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste to start the base before I add the cabbage in there. I started with my cabbage. Very well. I'm mixing it with my tomato paste to give it a good base because I separated in 3 different layers, and I'm coming up soon with my eggplant after the cabbage is well mixed and my tomato paste as my base. Now I'm adding more cabbage. As I added the cabbage, I mixed it around to make sure everything mixed with my tomato paste, and that giving more room in the pot to add the rest of the layers that I'm going to add to it. I'm adding minced garlic, peppers, and red onions. Make sure you mix everything very well, and I just added 1 tablespoon of turmeric because it will give it a nice color, and turmeric is really good for your health. It's important. I love turmeric myself. Now I'm adding my eggplant slowly, and as you can tell, the cabbage already went down. That's giving me more room to add my eggplant, and I'm mixing it together in until everything finish added. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of my bone soup that I boiled before as broth to it. And final layer, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and I'm adding my parsley and seasoning, Creole seasoning, and this is my final layer. And I'm adding all that. I'm going about to cover it and let it cook for 30 minutes. And I'm about to start on my meat while it's cooking. Now I'm cleaning up my meat, cutting in small tiny pieces. I'm going to wash it with vinegar and lemons, and after that I'm going to pre-marinate my meat with garlic, tomato paste, onions, and all my green peppers. And of course my shrimp was not cooked. I'm going to clean this the shrimp, season this shrimp with a little bit of bay season, and after mix everything together and let it marinate, stay for 15 minutes before I start cooking it. I'm starting my pot with 1 tablespoon of oil and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and I make sure my pot is really hot, and I'm adding my meat there with my shrimp together. I'm going to cover it, let it cook in really medium low for a good 45 minutes until the meat gets really tender. Let's check it out to see how it's look like. Oh yeah, it's went down. Now you can tell my vegetables are really well, almost well done. Look at it out. I'm turning it around to make sure all my spices, the eggplant mixed with the cabbage, everything got to mix together. You will not see the difference between them. Now I'm just adding my carrot. Yes, I'm going to, while the carrot is there, I'm turning it around and mix it around to make sure it's going to cook in my vegetable. My meat is already done. You can tell, and I add the crab legs who already cooked, seasoned inside the meat to make sure that it get a good seasoning to it. I turn it over, my shrimp, everything is cooked, well done. That gives me special spices to it, a special juice. Now I have my vegetables been cooked. I'm taking the liquid out, little bit liquid out. I might use it, I might not, it's depend. Because the reason I'm taking the liquid out is because I'm going to mash everything together. With, you can tell I have my spoon, my bowl, my big spoon, a wood spoon. I'm going to mix it with that. I'm not going to put it in the blender. Some people use blender or processor to mash it, but me, I'm using my special wood spoon to mash it. I want to make sure it's really blended, soft, soft, soft. So now you can tell the difference between eggplant and cabbage. Everything blend together with my wooded spoon. And I'm about to add the meat in there soon. But before that, I add my spinach. Yes, because I don't, the spinach, it's a baby spinach. I'm mixing it with the vegetable because I don't want it, the spinach to overcook. So that was the last one that I'm added before I'm going to add my meat in there. And as I added the spinach, I mix it again. I'm going to mash it up really hard to make sure everything mash good. So you will not feel you're eating eggplant or cabbage. Now it's a mixture of everything. It's just like I put it in the blender. And that's what this spoon does. Now this is my meat I'm added. There was a special juice in the meat. I'm added all that together. It's so juicy and it tastes really yummy. It smells really good. Oh, the kitchen is on fire right now. Now I'm using my wood spoon again to turn everything to make sure my shrimp is getting there, the crabs, legs, and the meat well tender, everything good, and giving it a mixture again. It's really yummy. Yes, it's tasty. Now I might not even need to add the water that I took from the vegetable anymore because of the juice that I have from my meat. It's really soft. Good. I'm about to cover it soon for another 5 more minutes before I cover it now for 5 more minutes. Now my it's done. My final is done. It's really good. I'm checking it out. You can tell everything is perfect. You cannot even tell which one is cabbage, which one is eggplant. All you can see is the beauty of the legume. And I'm about to start working on my beans now and to serve it with my rice. Check it out. Oh yes, good. This beautiful legumes going to serve with rice and black beans. Okay, my black beans, the first thing I did, I cleaned it, washed it, and boiled it. 2 cups of beans, and I used 8 cups of water. And after that, I blended it together. And I add a little bit spices of my choice to the beans. And I add 1 cup of coconut milk. It's important we add coconut milk in your black beans. It gives it a very good taste. And soon, the rice is made, and you're going to see my final product and legume and dinner will serve. Wow, check it out, my final product. The legume, it's wonderful, it's tasty, it's very healthy, it's really good. You must taste it. Please like, share, and write a comment. And I'm coming more with more authentic food for you. But check it out and let me know.